This is the Atari Vault Steam Pack 100, and it's my very first Steam game. I have played PC games in the past, but this is my first Steam game. In general, I like to play modern games on a console like the Xbox One, so I really don't play very many PC games. I thought it'd be fun to download and install the Atari Steam Pack 100 and check it out. What I didn't know was how difficult it would be to get the controller working, and some of the other obstacles that I'd have to overcome to play the games properly to begin with. I tried to use my Atari CX40 joysticks. I used the Atari RetroLink USB adapter, which works great with Stella and Vice and other game emulators, and I had no luck getting them to play even the classic games like Adventure or Asteroids. I also had no luck playing any of the games just with keyboard and mouse. The software wouldn't let me keep the setting on keyboard mouse. It kept flipping it back to joystick, so I wasn't able to play the games with just the keyboard and mouse. It was a nightmare. So I did some research after I purchased the Steam Pack, and I realized that you have to have a Steam compatible joystick, or you can get your Xbox One controller to work if you purchase an adapter for Windows for your Xbox One. So I thought about it and decided to go ahead and purchase the wireless adapter for Xbox, with the assumption that this would not be my only Steam game going forward. I thought this adapter would be more or less plug and play, but boy was I wrong. It turns out, not only did the Steam software not recognize the wireless adapter, neither did Windows on Windows 10. So I had to go out and search the web to find a driver for my PC. I would have shared the driver, but I'm assuming it'll probably be different depending upon your PC configuration. Once I got the controller working, I was able to start testing out in more detail the Atari Steam Pack 100 collection. Unfortunately, there are very few arcade games available with the collection, but the ones that they did include, like Asteroids, Missile Command, Centipede, and the others, do seem to work very well, and are fun to play. Switching over to the classic Atari games, I started noticing anomalies. When I started playing Asteroids, the screen would flicker, the sound wasn't quite right. The screen would flash on and off, and it was kind of weird. So then I switched to Missile Command, figuring it should be just fine. The flickering continued there, and the audio was way off. And that really bothered me. I can't enjoy Missile Command with the audio that messed up. It was really ruining the experience for me. So being new to Steam, I went ahead and looked on the community forums, and I saw that, of course, other people were having the same sort of issues, and that there was a beta version of the software available. There were a lot of steps required to opt in and to get the beta working, but I went ahead and went through the process and downloaded the beta. In the beta, they added the scanline feature, and they seem to have fixed the flickering, and the audio issues seem to have been taken care of. However, you'll notice in my video, if you don't have the correct screen size selected, the software seems to crash, but I understand this is a beta. Overall, in the Atari Steam Pack, I like the menus, the way it's all brought together, the background music. I like that there's a gallery for each game, that there's a manual for the games. But I think the way it's displayed could be better. You can zoom into the manual, but once you let go of the mouse, it flips back over to the left side of the screen. It becomes blurry also once it's zoomed in. I like that there's a leaderboard feature, which is cool, so you can compare your scores against the rest of the community. I think that's a great feature. However, to get to the top of the leaderboard, you have to push the little button up on the top right, and you can't really scroll up there really quickly. It takes forever. There's no way to sort it from high to low or low to high. So it's not real simple to get to see all the top scores or the worst scores. One of the reasons I bought the software was I wanted to try the multiplayer experience out. But being new to Steam, I have no friends on Steam, and since this apparently isn't a very popular game, there's no one on multiplayer, and even when I create a multiplayer game and try to host it, nobody joins. Sad face. Overall, right now, I really can't recommend this software because it's a little on the pricey side at $20, and you can download nearly all of these games on the internet and play them in emulation with a much more genuine experience. Also, I thought 100 games would be plenty, but once you realize the pack is missing many classics such as Defender, Berserk, Miss Pac-Man, Junior Pac-Man, Mountain King, etc., you sort of feel I don't want to say cheated, but you just want more. You can never have enough Atari. On a side note, there's a very similar app on my Android phone called Atari Greatest Hits. You can purchase all 100 games there for $9.99. I believe this to be the mobile counterpart to the Steam Pack. It's just my personal preference, but I believe it's worth $10 to play your top Atari games on mobile.